Hey guys, welcome to day 8. You've made it. You're in the second week of your training, and I'm super excited. Today, we are going to talk about the balancing act, being able to balance home life, work life, Scentsy life, all the lives. I'm not an expert. I'm not super good at all this stuff, but I do have some things that have helped me through the years. I know many of you have full-time jobs and kids and activities and sports and all of the things, just like I did. When I was building my business like crazy, I had a full-time job. I was a dental hygienist. I was working an extra job on the weekends. I was judging cheerleading competitions, which actually took a lot of my time. And my kids were both in multiple sports. Both of my kids have always played 3 sports, travel teams and work and playing for the schools and PTA, whatever. I was literally in all of it. So I get it. Those of you who are like, I get it. But just trust me, it's worth it. You have to learn to balance. You have to learn your systems, your routines, your schedule. You've got to figure it out as early as you can and work on those things that are super important, those things that we like to call income producing activities, things that are going to build your paycheck, because that's the number one goal here. Whether you're doing this to make extra money so that you can give more or you can bless your family more or whatever your reason, you want to make some money. And the more money you make, the more you can invest back into your business and back into your family. So, one quote that Orville Thompson has always said that's always stuck with me is don't use Scentsy money on your family. Oops, I said that backwards. Don't use your family money on Scentsy. Use your Scentsy money on your family. So you've got to learn to raise that paycheck so that you're not dipping into your family money to support your Scentsy business, because we don't want you to do that. When I first started Scentsy, I just want you guys to know I'm in the same boat. I was in the same place. Luckily, through my hard work and determination, I was able to retire from my full-time job, which was very important to our livelihood. If I hadn't had my job, we could not have kept our house and our cars and all that. So my income was very, very important. So I had to replace that. And actually, just a little side note, the advice that was given to me was triple your income and then you can leave your job. So I pretty much did that, which is kind of cool. So I definitely have. I've more than tripled my income. So that's a pretty cool fact. But it took a lot of work. It took a lot of balancing, and it took a lot of determination and not giving up. This is not easy for anyone. I have 3 people that come to mind, 3 famous people who come to mind. I've read so many books over the years, but people who had to work really hard to have successful businesses that they had. Oprah Winfrey, she was told that she was too ugly. She would never be on TV. Michael Jordan did not make his high school basketball team. Did you guys know that? Isn't that crazy? Walt Disney was told that he was not creative. He didn't have enough creativity to work for a newspaper. That's pretty crazy. So anyway, they all went through it. Anybody who builds a successful business has got to learn the hard way, has got to go through the ups and the downs. And what people who build successful businesses are usually pretty good at is looking in the mirror. When something isn't going right, it's not Scentsy. It's not that the bars have run out. It's not that things are selling out fast. It's you. It's how you're handling it. So this is one thing I've worked really hard over the years. No matter what is thrown at me, I stay focused and I get through it and I stay positive. You're never going to see me. You go through my Facebook as long as forever. You aren't going to see me post negative stuff. It's not going to happen. So I represent my business. I try to stay positive, and things usually work out, usually for the best. All right, so when you're having a hard time, when you're struggling, when you find yourself standing in front of the mirror thinking, what am I doing wrong? A lot of times it's your why. So we'll talk a lot. You'll always hear about your why. Is your why strong enough to get you to where you want to go? Is it strong enough to get you out of bed 15 minutes early every morning and work your business? So if your why isn't strong, then this isn't going to be worth it to you. So figure it out. Your why can't be to, I can't even think of an example right now. Pay off my car right now. Unless the financial strain on your family is more than we can imagine. Then that would definitely make it okay. Anyway, this isn't a class about figuring out your why, but I think you guys understand. It's just that it's very important that you understand why you're working so hard. What is it that is going to make you work on your structure, your routine, and your systems? What is it that's going to make you figure them out? What's going to make you fail and say, okay, that didn't work, so I'm going to try something new? We are often in survival mode. I've always been in survival mode. Like I've just had, I'm with you. I just want you guys to understand that I understand how busy you are. And excuses, I'm an excuse buster. So don't come to me with, oh, I couldn't book any parties because nobody has any money, or nobody has any free time, or nobody will let me in their house. You know, for example, I had never done an online party. I joined Scentsy in 2008, and I had only done mostly home, did I say home party? I meant an online party. I'd only done home parties, and I have done lots of basket parties and fundraisers and events and things like that, but never an online party. And so when I was faced with a pandemic, what did I do? I was like, all right, here we go. Here goes my first Facebook party. 1,800 PRV, 2 people joined and 3 people booked for sure. And I still have like 4 or 5 that are wanting to book. Like that are still, you know, people who have said, yeah, I'll book sometime, I'll do it someday, whatever, that I still keep in touch with. So in this business, being an entrepreneur with Scentsy is the biggest opportunity out there. I will tell you guys that. I will fight you to my death and tell you I don't care what new company arises, what type of products it is. Scentsy is where it's at. We have the most opportunity. The opportunity is just as big today as it was the day they opened the doors, the day I joined Scentsy. Sometimes people say to me, well, Jen, the reason you're so successful is because you were one of the first people. No, it's not. I know somebody who joined a year ago and she's working her way to superstar director. It's just as good for any of you as it is for me or was for me. I didn't have social media. I wasn't from where I live. I didn't have a lot of the benefits that you guys have. So don't try to throw excuses. When people don't want to book parties, it's not because nobody wants to book parties. It's because you're not asking enough people, or you're not asking the right way, or you're not making it fun. Who wants to book a party with somebody who's posting on social media all the time that their car is still broken down and they hate the mechanic, and that they went to Dunkin' Donuts and the people can never get their drinks right, and that where's my Scentsy basket? Who has it? Why won't people turn them into me? Okay, you guys get it. Like when you start airing your dirty laundry on Facebook, nobody's going to want to book a party with you, and nobody's certainly going to want to join your team. All right, so anyway, we have, like I was saying, we have the ability to write our own paycheck. Our work ethic can literally write our paycheck. That's a pretty cool thing with Scentsy. The harder you work, the more money you make. The more people you inspire to build their own business, the more inspired you become, and the bigger your business is. All right, so let's talk a little more about balance, since that's what this is about. I think I've gone a little bit on a tangent. So it's all about learning to balance and learning to involve your family. Involving your family is one of the biggest keys to this business. Letting them know. Sometimes I've heard so many times over the years that my spouse is not supportive of my business. They think this is a joke, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's because you probably haven't sat down with your spouse and had a family meeting or had a discussion about, okay, here's the thing. And I'll tell you guys about when I first started with Scentsy. So I didn't do dishes for probably 2 years. I didn't do laundry. Like, my husband did a ton, but I had credibility. My paycheck was raising by hundreds of dollars, sometimes thousands of dollars every month. I was working my butt off, and he was like, okay, let's do this. I sat down with the compensation plan and showed it to him, and I was like, look at what can happen. Look at what can happen if we have 2 more people on our team, or when we get to 10 people on our team, or look what can happen when we have 100 people on our team. I'm now up to, you guys, we have like 11,000 people in our group. Who would have ever in a million years thought that that is even possible? But anyway, my point is I involved him. I paid my children. So that's one of the greatest things about owning a business, being an entrepreneur, is you can pay your children to help you if they're of reasonable age. Even when my daughter was probably 4 or 5, it was when she started, she made all my birthday cards that I would mail to everyone. And you better believe I could pay her for it. When they had their license, as they got older, they got their driver's license. I paid them to do deliveries. I've always paid them to label, to make samples, to do all the things. And the cool thing is that they can pay for their own sports if you pay them. And then there's some tax benefits to that. So make sure as you start to make better money, you get a hold of an accountant and you talk to them. So, even if you can start off by saying to your partner or your spouse or whomever you're with or your children, say, hey, can you take one night a week for dinner? Can you be the person that does the dinner and does the dishes? Or whatever you can get them to do would be amazing. So you've got to learn to balance, but you have to involve them, because they're not going to watch you ignore them and be happy that with Scentsy. You've got to involve them, and you have to show them what you're trying. Show them that you're trying to earn a family trip to Disney World or a couples retreat or whatever. Show them that, once I make director, tell them, guess where we're going? Guess where I get to go in January? I get to go always, usually, well, let's hope, pandemic, what's the word? Pandemic, I can't think of what I want to say, but anyway, depending on if there's a pandemic or not, I usually get to go somewhere warm and on a beach, and I get to hang out with other leaders, and that's just an automatic thing that you get. I can't think of any words now. That's an automatic privilege that you get for being a director. So you say to them, I want to get us to director because I want to have a guaranteed vacation every single January. So another thing that I wanted to share with you is food. So cooking has always been a big problem for me. I don't know if I can help you at all, but there is an app called Yummly, Yummly, and it's super easy. If you're not a cook like me and you put in that you like simple recipes, and then you put in the ingredients that you have in your home, so maybe it's hamburger, stewed tomatoes, and potatoes, put those 3 things and it'll give you a recipe, a quick and easy recipe of things to make. So that's just one idea. Another would be to pre-cook your chicken, throw some in the freezers, throw some in the fridge, cook a whole bunch of hamburger on Sunday and have it ready. Just do all the things that can help you prepare ahead. Get help with cleaning, obviously. Get your kids, when you can afford it, hire a housekeeper. Hire someone to come help you. Because you know what? Stimulate the economy. Do all the things that you can to help others. Pay your kids. I think I mentioned that. And, another thing is when you need help, get somebody local. Get it. There's local teams that love Scentsy. You can pay in Scentsy. Say, hey, come work for me for 3 hours every Tuesday after school, and you'll get, I'll pay you $10 an hour in Scentsy. So you'll get $30 in Scentsy every week. So that's a 6-pack of wax. You can give them, or it doesn't even have to be a teen. It can be somebody in your community that loves Scentsy. Anybody. The other thing is, as fast as you can, run. Do not stop until you have a local team member. Because I'll tell you, some of my best memories are in those early days when we were all trying to build our businesses together, making samples together, trading things together, like just getting together and doing things, making hostess packets together. Find somebody local that you can do that with. If you can't find someone local, do it on Zoom. Do it over FaceTime. Do it over whatever you can. But you guys all find a team member. And honestly, one of my biggest regrets is that some of my close friends didn't join Scentsy with me in the beginning. Because guess what? I've gotten to travel all over the world, as you know. I've been to Africa. I've been to, on that African safari. I've been to Italy, Greece, Spain, France, Australia, New Zealand. I've pretty much been everywhere thanks to Scentsy. And it's sad that I didn't get to bring my friends with me. So, just a couple of quick things. Power hour, it's so important. I want you guys to try. I mean, if you don't have an hour a day, but I just want to make a point. If you have an hour, I want you to take it. We're going to call this the power hour. If you have an hour a day, I want you to spend 30 minutes of that hour trying to book, trying to fill your calendar, whether it's a Facebook party or a basket party or a home party or an event or a fundraiser or whatever you can do. 30 minutes every day. Focus on getting people to commit, okay? It's really, really important. Filling your calendar is going to be the most important thing that you do. And then you're going to take just 10 minutes to do your organizing of your samples, organizing of your stuff, maybe putting some parties together. My point is, don't take a whole lot of time. If your calendar isn't full, your bag doesn't need to look great when you're delivering orders to people. Another 10 minutes maybe for prepping for whatever it is that you have coming up, prepping samples. If you have nothing come up, make some samples so that you're ahead of the game. Get some catalogs together. Get some things together to hand out when you're out of the house. And then another 10 minutes on sponsoring. I kind of feel like in the beginning when you guys are starting out, when you're in Leap to Lead, that booking is more important than sponsoring, but you always want to offer the opportunity. So don't take that the wrong way. But I feel like sometimes people are like, what? What do you mean you want me to join your team? So really booking because you can flip. Booking is great because you're teaching people how to do this business, how easy and simple it is by showing them. So involve your family. Let's kind of summarize here. Involve your family. Stay focused. Stay all in. Like I said, the grass is not greener on the other side. You're going to see different companies pop up all over the place. And the second you start a second company, guys, sometimes this is a hard conversation, but you lose credibility from your team. You lose credibility from your family. You lose credibility from your customers. You lose credibility from your leaders. And it's not, I don't know if credibility is the right word, but if you can't do it with Scentsy, you're not going to be able to do it with any company. If you're one of those people that has tried multiple companies, That I am not knocking you. I'm so glad you have found your way to Scentsy. I can't tell you how many leaders I know that have done like 18,000 different direct sales companies and are finally like, I have finally found my place. I will also tell you that every single leader that I know that ever left Scentsy has regretted it, because they're like, oh, well, if I could do it with Scentsy, then I could build this big business selling this too. Nope, maybe temporarily, but it's not going to last. It's not going to sustain like Scentsy did. And then my very last tip for you is Amy, which is formerly Maven. So on your, the app is that little pineapple app, which I now have 37 things. I've already done like 200 of them today. You guys use the app. There's a free version. This is my biggest challenge to you yet. Every day, open up that app and follow it and do it and contact the customers. That's why it's so important that you're entering cell phone numbers and emails especially into your workstation, because it syncs with Amy and it makes it so easy. It's easy. And once you have a team, you could easily text your team and you easily follow up with old customers. And I get it. Sometimes it'll say, Jamie P has not ordered from you in 4 years. And I just go in, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Hey, Jamie P, I just came across your name and it made me think about you and blah, 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 blah. And they even write the messages for you. Amy writes the messages for you so you can go in and change it. So I don't know how I made this video for 16 minutes. I'm so sorry. I hope this is the longest video I ever made you listen to. But I just want you guys to know that it does take balance. It does get frustrating. It is hard sometimes. So we've all been there. I've been there. Let's all do this together. Let's stay together and have the best day.